Hi, I'm Larry Richardson, your step-by-step chef. In this episode, we're going to make a sandwich that's a favorite of just about everybody I know. It's your basic BLT, bacon, lettuce, and tomato. And you absolutely can't beat this sandwich, and also, you really shouldn't try to improve upon it. It is delicious all by itself, and it's very easy to make. It's a favorite, and I think you're really going to like this. So come on, let's cook. So here are the ingredients for our basic BLT sandwich. First of all, I have 2 pieces of wheat bread. They've already been toasted, and I'm not going to show you how to toast. I'm sure you know how to do that already. And I do toast the bread because then it can stand up to the moisture from the mayo, the lettuce, the tomatoes, and even some of the grease from the bacon. So make sure to toast up that bread ahead of time. We're also going to use about 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise, the mayonnaise of your choice. And and that's another thing, you can do it to taste. So you might want to add more if you want, and some people might want to add less. We're going to use about 2 of the leaves from the head of lettuce, again, to taste. I have 2 Campari tomatoes that we're going to slice up, very simple. If you just have a medium red tomato, that's fine too. Just tomato is critical in a bacon, lettuce, and tomato sandwich. The other thing I finally have is our pound of bacon. Now, you don't have to have a pound of bacon, and they do sell it in smaller packs, but this is the pack I got, and I'll probably use, probably 3 or 4 slices of bacon in our BLT, so we'll leave it at that. So let me show you how to put all this together. Now, the secret to crispy bacon, first of all, is certainly to defrost the bacon, have it fully defrosted. Second is take it out of your refrigerator and let it warm up to room temperature for about 10 minutes. The other thing you want to do is have a plate with paper towels ready to drain the bacon. You're going to put the cooked bacon on here and let the grease drain out. Now I have this non-stick pan preheated over medium heat. It's preheated for about 3 or 4 minutes, and I know it's plenty hot and ready for the bacon. Now this might surprise you, but people have done tests about cooking bacon, and I just read this in different newspapers, and actually these non-stick pans perform the best. I'm just saying, to some people's taste. And I know that's going to start some fights because some people absolutely love cast iron pans for bacon, but these work just fine. These non-stick pans are perfect. And I'm just going to make sure that the pan's ready by throwing this water in it. You can see the water is beating up, so I know the pan is plenty hot. And then we just put our bacon in a layer. Just one layer. Get this nice and cooked, get it all flattened out. And the secret to bacon is to just keep turning it as it cooks. Use tongs, don't burn your hands like I almost did, but just put it in a single layer and then just keep turning it. And the other thing is, don't drain the grease off. Do not, as this pan fills up with grease, don't drain it off because that grease helps to cook the bacon. It helps to make it extra, extra crispy. And that's what we're shooting for, extra crispy bacon. And if the pan gets too hot, if the bacon starts to smoke, just turn it down from medium a little bit. Everyone's stove is a little bit different, but turn it down and you'll get rid of that smokiness. And also make sure to use your fan if it starts smoking too. So I'm just going to show you how to make this first round of bacon, and then we'll just keep going through until we have this whole pack all cooked up. And as I said before, the trick is to just keep turning it with your tongs. You can also use a fork. Just be careful not to scratch your non-stick surface. You don't want to scratch that off. I love bacon. I wish bacon was a profession. If bacon was a profession, I would be a baconologist. And, be careful of the splattering. You're certainly going to get splattering with bacon. And I'm not going to bore you and show you 5 to 10 minutes of me browning this bacon. I will check in occasionally, so I'll be right back. And here we are 5 minutes into the process. And you can see the bacon is getting nice and crispy. This bacon should be done, I'd say, in about 2 more minutes. And you can also see that the grease is doing a great job of cooking the bacon. Now, I only cooked these 4 pieces for you for demonstration purposes, and you can certainly add additional bacon as the initial pieces cook down. This will keep you from spending your entire day cooking 1 pack of bacon. And, you know, sometimes people just throw it all in at the same time, and I've certainly done that before myself. But for our purposes today, I'm just kind of doing it in a conveyor belt fashion. And so we just keep doing this. And these pieces should be done in a couple of minutes, and I'll show you what they look like when they're finished. And here we are back. Now you can see that these pieces are crispy. Now for our purposes, like if you were using this in a BLT or an omelet, you need crispy bacon. I know some people who would literally eat it like this. They like it practically raw. And, you know, I don't know how they do it, but I've certainly known people who like it on the raw side. But when you're using it in a recipe, you really need to have it all crisped up. So this bacon is crispy. I'm going to put it on our plate on the paper towels, and then I'm going to cook the rest of that package. And then I'll show you how to put the rest of our recipe together. Okay, so here we are. The ingredients are all ready for our BLT sandwich. You can see the crispy bacon is sitting right there, and we are fighting the urge to just pop it into our mouths. Do not pop it into your mouth. We have to turn this into a sandwich. We must do it. One other quick note, with the bacon grease, let it cool down in the pan. Just let it cool down for a while, and then when it's cool, pour it into you know, a can or a jar or something, and then discard it. Do not pour that bacon grease down your drain, or you will have a clogged drain. So that's our public service announcement for this edition of Step by Step Chef. So all we're going to do next is just cut this little stemmy part off the tomatoes. That's not pleasant if you're eating a sandwich. It can be very chewy. And then just cut the tomato really thin. There we go. So the tomato's all set. And then we're just going to take a couple of the lettuce leaves. And, you know, you might have to peel into the lettuce a little bit to get it crispy. On this one, I'm just going to cut it. I'm just going to cut some lettuce. And, you know, you can make it leafy. You can do it any way you want. But this is just much easier for me to work with. And there's our lettuce. And then we have our bread right here. We're just going to put some mayo on it. Again, do it to taste. I told you to use about 2 tablespoons, but do it to your taste. This is such an easy sandwich to make. It's just making the bacon is the hardest part of it. But the payoff, I don't know anyone who doesn't like a good BLT sandwich. Well, there was one guy no, he liked it too, come to think of it. So I really don't know anyone who doesn't like a BLT sandwich. So I'm just putting the mayo on. And again, put it on to your taste. And then we'll just take the lettuce, and we'll just put it on the floor of the sandwich. Here's that leafy piece of lettuce. And again, do it to taste. Some people like a lot of veggie with this sandwich, and others just want a couple of pieces because they don't want it to detract from the bacon. And then we'll just put our tomatoes on here. And this is a sandwich that, I just don't think you need to embellish it that much. It's such a basic, classic favorite. And there's a reason for that. It's just so tasty. Let me just cut this piece of tomato a little bit more. It's a little tough working with these smaller Campari tomatoes, but these are very sweet. So it's worth the effort. Oops. and things will get away. And then just add the bacon on top. And I have 4 pieces ready. I think I'm going to do it with 3 pieces. This is a thick sandwich. No, let's do 4. It's bacon after all. What was I thinking? Of course you do 4 pieces. You just balance that out, and then just put the top right down on it and give it a little smush, just so it all stays together. And that made quite the crunchy sound. And then I like to cut my sandwiches in half so that the bacon doesn't fall out when I'm eating it. I don't want a huge piece of bacon in my mouth. So just give it a nice little slice. And there you go. There's a nice classic BLT sandwich. So congratulations, look at what you just did. You just made this absolutely delicious traditional BLT sandwich. And I'm absolutely fighting the urge to just eat it right now, but that would be rude, so I'm not going to do it. I want to, but I'm not going to. So if you want the recipe for this BLT sandwich, please visit my website, stepbystepchef.com. There you're going to find, at this point, over 130 free recipes that you can print off of the site for absolutely delicious meals. You're also going to find free video links to step-by-step chef videos that will show you how to make all of these different dishes. So I really think you want to check that out. The other thing you're going to find is a link to my book, Cooking with the Step-by-Step Chef. This is my cookbook. And these are the first 114 recipes that I've done. So it's very affordable. It comes in paperback or Kindle versions. And get a copy for yourself and all of your friends and relatives. It will show them how to cook in a friendly and easy to understand way, as if I'm standing right next to you. Oh, come on. It's funner than it sounds. So we can absolutely work together, and we'll learn how to cook, and we'll make all kinds of delicious and nutritious meals. So again, my name's Larry Richardson. I am your step-by-step chef, and I'll see you in the next episode.